Okay, so let's face the facts. This figure has many in the kaiju toy reviewing community soiling their diapers due to a number of issues. I can't help but feel amused by it. It's okay if you dislike the figure. It's your opinion, and you're entitled to it. But let's get real. If you're gonna force your opinion on me by telling me I like the figure only because I'm trying to justify my purchase, or that it's damage control, or because I'm making excuses, or because I'm an SH MonsterArts fanboy, then you're just being a dick. Honestly, people, you are entitled to your opinions, but don't post in the comments telling me that I'm wrong for liking something that you didn't. Because if that's the case, then cool. Make a video about it. If you didn't like it, cry about it. The more the merrier. Now with that, yes, this figure does have some negatives. Because, you know, everyone was hyping themselves over a prototype. And what we got wasn't quite as beautiful as the prototype, but you know, it's not like the prototype is hand-painted or crafted or anything like that. Everything is perfect once it hits mass production. Isn't that right? Right? It's not like this hasn't happened before. So with that, we're gonna start the video off with most of the common complaints and negatives about this figure, and for the rest of the video, we're gonna focus on what I like about it. So let's get this show on the road and get all this killjoy bullshit out of the way first. Ooh, why is he so expensive? Oh shit, his neck came off. Oh, his arm. Oh yes. Oh, why is he so glossy? That's concerning. Not enough gloss. Oh, there's a hair in the paint too. You probably can't even see it. Here, let me get my macro lens. Oh, can you see it now? Oh, Jesus, damn it, Tamashi. There's hair all over this thing. There's so many problems with this guy. Let me just pick him. Oh, shit! Oh, fuck! God! I'm bleeding! Tamashi Nation! Oh, oh my God! Oh, Jesus! Oh, no! Why? Oh, oh shit! What the hell? Oh my God, what the hell is going on? I did not expect this from a figure from a toy review. What is God name? Oh God, hide the kids. This video is gonna get flagged. Oh shit, this hurts. It hurts. So much blood.
What's wrong, babe?
Shin caught me. Oh, what? I need more than this.
Stop being a little bitch.
Oh, QC. Oh, QC. Oh, quality control issues all around. I don't like that one bit. Oh, just look at that nasty overbite. Oh, God. Oh God, look at the gap in that mouth. What the hell? Oh, yes. What is this? This is not kosher.
You've got one eye that goes that way and another eye that goes that way.
Oh, and they're charging that price for this? SH MonsterArts, Tamashi Nations, you're going down the drain. You dropped in quality. It's too much to handle. You're going out of business. This line is over with. This line is done. I'll just wait for NECA. Okay, I want to begin with the packaging. The packaging design for this guy is absolutely awesome. I personally think it's one of the best box designs they've done in a while, and it is really nice. Here you got a picture of the figure right there, his face, and you know, the original sculpt, the prototype. And you know, you get your Japanese characters here, very reminiscent of the poster that was released for Shin Godzilla or Godzilla Resurgence. And it is really nice in this big red box. It's a big box, one of the biggest boxes they released, and it's great. I love it. And on the side, you have more images of the figure in its prototype form. On the other side, you just get the continuation of the other picture with Godzilla SH MonsterArts 2016. On the bottom, you get another picture of this awesome guy and some copyright information at the top, which is really cool, and it just says Shin Godzilla in Japanese. The back or the front, depending on how you want to look at this box, it's got a nice window packaging with the Japanese characters, and it tells you all the information you need to know about the figure, and there you get the nice reveal of the Shin Godzilla figure. And it's a really nice and it looks really nice when it's in its packaging, and it's one of the best designs they've done for a box. Okay, so let's talk about this guy. He's been critically panned for the reasons previously mentioned. However, I like this guy. Now, I don't know what it is about him. Maybe it's just because I'm a huge fan of the design, but personally, I think that this guy is awesome. I really do like this figure. You know, there are a lot of inconsistencies with the paint and the applications to the said paint, and you know, mine isn't perfect. Luckily, I was able to unbox him without much trouble. I didn't have any limbs fall off out of the packaging. Luckily enough, everything was tight and in place. I haven't had any main pieces really snap off on me, aside from the tail that does, you know, kind of detach once in a blue moon whenever you get a little too rough with it. However, other than that, I really have no other complaints. But, you know, there are some things about it that could have been better, and we'll get to that. So first off, with the articulation, it's about what you expect in these type of figures. You know, the leg can move, his knee can bend a little bit, just slightly, not too much. His ankle joints can move very slightly. You don't want to put too much stress on those. His leg joints, I must say, I would rather they be a little less loose. They are kind of loose. I think every Shin Godzilla is like this out of the box, so it would have been nice if it was a little tighter, especially considering that most of the weight falls on the tail of this guy, and the tail is a beast and a monster in itself. It's huge and it's just really weighty. All the weight just falls on that tail. And then of course you have the articulation in the tail, which each segment has its own ball joint, and it starts off big and it works its way down, and well, there you go. You see, I put a little too much force in that and it just snaps right off, but it's okay. It's such an easy fix. All you have to do is just push it back in and you're good to go. But like I said, just be careful with the tail and you should be able to get it to articulate as well as you would like. But remember, most of the weight is on this tail. So if you try to pose this tail in a way where Godzilla is going to have his weight shifted to one side, definitely adjust the legs accordingly so that he doesn't fall over. Although he will probably end up falling over. See? Like I said, heavy ass tail. Keep that in mind. His arms, I know I've heard a lot of people have problems with the arms being a little too tight to the point where they don't want to move. Here, it's very weird how this joint works here. It's just kind of like, it kind of moves in there in the socket a little bit, but not too much. The arm can rotate just a little bit, not too much. I don't want to put too much stress on that guy if I were you. And then you have, you know, the little arm, which, you know, moves around a bit, but I wouldn't get too crazy with it too. It's small, so the ball joint is probably equally small. Never had it come off though, never had it actually fall out of place or anything like that. Both hands have worked pretty well for me, and I haven't had any problems there. The neck articulation I'm actually pretty fond of. You can have his head move left, right. You can turn his head quite a bit. have him look straight at you, and have him look down. And you combine the articulation of the joints here, and you can have Godzilla look down. Especially if you use this waist joint right here. And yeah, it does create a bit of a gap, but it's not too big of a deal. Downside to that is I'm not a big fan of is how this neck throat piece kind of pops out a bit. When you first get them out of the packaging, it's kind of like this, and it just doesn't look right. But anyways, all you have to do is just really, to fix that, just push the neck in a bit and it's gone. It's gone. So not a big deal there. Easy fix. So in terms of articulation for the mouth, I think it's really neat what they did here. Now, both joints can move, top of the head and the bottom jaw. So what you can do is you have to lift his top jaw up, and you can lift that up this high. You got a nice big smile there. What else you can do is you can just push this down a bit, and there you have it. That's the widest you can pose it. And it's also really nice. But however, I must say mine, I'm not a big fan of this gap here between the top jaw and the bottom jaw. It kind of just detaches there, so it doesn't really look that great when you have them like that. I would just close it maybe a little bit so those, that gap isn't really apparent. Maybe that's the way you're supposed to do it in the first place. I'm not sure. But however, when you take a look at the inside of the mouth, you notice there's some gap in there. And that gap being there doesn't really bother me too much, but it is noticeable. So if you're gonna take pictures of the front of this guy, you might want to close the mouth just a little bit so that gap isn't too noticeable in there. But overall, I would say this is it's really unique for this Godzilla, and it's really fitting that he's able to open his mouth this wide. I really do like this. Now, one thing I absolutely love about this guy is the amount of detail in him. Check out all the detail on this guy's skin, all the nasty cartilage and the muscles. It definitely looks like this Godzilla is just in pain, absolute pain. You can even see on the feet how they're like other nails trying to grow out, other claws just trying to grow out of the skin. Even the detail down to the tail and the segments of the tail, down to the bones and the spine. And even the detail on the tip of the tail is fantastic. You can even see all the nasty rib cages and what looks like bones and meat from other creatures. You can see all the detail even in the face on the tip of that tail. Really nicely represented. Oh, it's so gross. It's so nasty. Definitely the back is like one of the main highlights of this guy. Definitely a lot of detail put in there. And the detail on the face is really nicely done. The eyes do look a bit googly. One is looking up or straight. The other one is generally looking down. And I'm gonna say that was intentional. So you get an option of having him look down while he does his thing, or him looking forward. I do tend to notice the right eye has worse issues, and it's kind of wonky no matter how you look at it. I'm not a big fan of how the eye is placed on this one. However, I do like the eye on the other side where it's looking down. It looks much better and more intimidating. But once again, you can see here that the detail on the bottom jaw is a mixed bag. And I have seen many people with really bad paint jobs in terms of the jaws. Me, I was lucky enough to have a decent paint job. However, there's a lot of red down there on this bottom jaw, that more so than I would like. And I would say there could be more black there and maybe less. The problem here is that it looks like the paints all got mixed up together. So I have some teeth that are blacker than others, and some of the teeth are painted red, while there's some areas that should be white and aren't. So it's a mixed bag, no matter how you look at it. It's not perfect. And I do feel that the black tends to end a little too soon here on this bottom jaw. It should have gone up a little more so it'd make it look a little less weird. So when I close the mouth, you can see there's too much red here. But I'm just being nitpicky, aren't I? Otherwise, I would have to say I got pretty lucky with this one. Luckily, mine doesn't suffer from the red neck issue that a lot of people were complaining about. It does have red in its neck, but it's not that noticeable. It doesn't really detract from the figure. There are some where the neck is so red that it just looks really awful. There's no stepping around the fact that this guy does have consistency issues when it comes to its paint applications. And it's going to vary per figure. So we're going to go through the comparison shots and we're going to show off exactly what I mean. Now, does good old Shin Godzilla here have any accessories with this hefty price tag? No, unfortunately not. However, I do have something here I would like to share with you guys. Here are some custom beam effect pieces that I got from my good friend Chucky's Geek Spot on Instagram. You can follow him on Instagram and check out his eBay page for these guys. Now, it's really cool because what he can do is send you either 2 big ones or 2 small ones, or mix and match. I wanted to mix and match because I like a little variety. Also comes with this really cool mouth effect piece, and I'll show you exactly how that works. So what you want to do is open his mouth to his widest capacity and fit the mouth. Nope, that's the wrong way. And take the mouthpiece and just kind of shove it in there, and it should fit perfectly fine. Just keep in mind each of these are done by order, so yours might look different from mine, but he knows what he's doing. And what you want to do is you want to close the mouth just a little bit so it stays nice and safe in there, and there you have it. So if you're in dire need of beam effects for your Shin Godzilla, look no further. These guys are awesomely detailed, really nicely done, and pretty damn affordable. And what's cool is they even have peg holes on the bottom, so you can set them up with your Tamashi stands as well. And I'll show you exactly how that looks. So like I said, it comes with 2 and you can use both as you see fit. Make it work. But no doubt I would definitely suggest you guys pick these up when you get the chance. I will leave a link in the description below so you can pick up yours today if you can't wait for the Awakening version. At this point in time, you'll probably have to spend over $200 to pick this guy up. Would I suggest it? No. I would definitely suggest everybody waits on the Awakening version that's going to be coming out soon. It is a Japanese exclusive, so you're going to have to pony up some extra dollars to get that one. But from the looks of it, it looks like the version we should have gotten in the first place. I'm not knocking this one too much though. I do like this guy and there's a lot to love here. However, if you're paying a hefty price for this guy, you're going to be probably expecting perfection, unfortunately, and you know, nothing's ever perfect. And in terms of uses, I take lots of pictures of these guys, and I do love how this guy looks in most of his pictures. However, I would definitely only suggest this to completionists. And just one more reminder, be careful with these spines, they're deadly. So thank you for watching everybody once again, and like the video, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Well, now it's time to buy all the bluefin stock and sell it on eBay for inflated prices. Win-win! I also want to give a shout out to the Facebook group that I'm now a part of. It is the Monster and Mech Photography Club. So if you got a knack for taking photos of your favorite kaiju or mechs in a really sweet setups or dioramas, then please join in. We'd love to have you on board, and we'll look forward to your contributions to our growing group. I will leave a link in the description below, so join in.